Okay, so I recorded this already, but I recorded it to the cloud and I don't know where it went. So this is showing you how to get your Instagram following onto an Excel sheet and some other little goodies. I'm gonna try to do it fast because Jack is now awake. All right, so the first thing that you need to do is go to your Instagram on your computer and then click on following and then go to top and drag. You can drag, and it's gonna take you a long time to like drag all the way down to the bottom, but take the time. I'm just gonna do a sample so that it's quicker. So pretend like I just dragged my entire list. Command copy, go to Excel, Command paste, and it's gonna paste pictures, all this stuff. Don't worry about formatting. First thing that you're gonna do is, well, highlight either everything or highlight row A and hit copy, and then go to a new sheet and say edit, paste special, values. Okay, so that gets rid of the pictures. Next thing you're gonna do is you're going to select A, sort and filter, click on this little arrow, and then deselect everything, but then search for following. So then it'll pull up all of those random, like underneath every single one, it's gonna say following. So this will highlight those, right click, delete row. And I'm going fast just so that you guys can like pause it, but I'm just trying to make this video short. Delete row. So once you do that, you can clear your filter. So then you're just left with the Instagram handle and your person's name. And these spaces, we don't want the spaces. So highlight the whole thing, go to find and select, go to special, hit blanks, okay. That will highlight the blank sections, and then go to delete sheet rows. Boom, now we just have this. So the next thing I will have to send you guys is I found a formula. So you'll want to copy this formula exactly into row B1. And what it does is it takes the second line. And then when you drag it down, the way you drag it is, see the arrow is normally this little like plus, the white plus symbol. And when you go to the lower right corner, it becomes a black plus symbol. That's how you drag something down. So do that and just drag it. You actually only have to drag it halfway because it's gonna take half of the names and then the other would be 0, meaning there's nothing left. But that's totally fine. So the next thing that you wanna do is take those names, copy, go to a new sheet, and then edit, paste special. Once again, do values. The reason you're doing this is because technically all of those I'll show you back in the sheet. Like if you were to click on one of them, it's actually just the formula, and we don't want that. We want the actual names themselves. So that's that. And then go back to our sheet 2. You can delete this row because we already got the names out of it. We don't need it. And then finally, we're gonna go 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, and just kind of go back and forth. There's probably a better way to do this, but I do it for a while, paste, copy paste, then I make a bigger sample size because I have over 1,000 people that I follow. So for me, it took a long time to get that all the way down. It doesn't matter if it's exact. So then you're gonna take this row, the second one with the 0s and 1s, sort and filter, and then you want to filter out the 1s. So if you start with 0, so you want to filter out the ones with the actual names. So unclick that one. So all you're left with are the names, because remember, we already got these. So once those are there, highlight all of them. If you don't know how to highlight rows, you have to make sure you're clicking over here on the numbers and not just over here. Right click, delete row. So then we can clear the filter, and actually we want to get rid of the filter completely. So just uncheck filter. So then we're just left with the handles. So then you can copy those and go back to your sheet 3 and paste them. And that's pretty much how you do it. The unfortunate thing is sometimes people have a handle and not a name. And so you do want to go and spot check everything to make sure that it's correct, because sometimes it'll get like one off because, you know, it was a blank and it bumped everything up. So you'll have to like kind of copy paste down to make sure that everything is correct. So from there, you can delete the 2 other sheets because you don't need them anymore. And you are left with your one pretty sheet. And so once again, this is for tracking everything, conversations. And so you will want to insert a row at the top, have the name, have the handle. I like to bold it, and then it's always nice for formatting's sake to go to view and then over to freeze top row so that if you're ever scrolling down, it does that. So that's how you do this. I'm going to show you a few other quick things that I did to make my stuff nicer. So let's say you have a section for you gave them info and a notes section. You're going to probably have way more, but we're just going to do this for now. So let's say you want it to highlight every single time that you gave them info. And by doing that, you're just going to like put X's in them. Highlight the entire column, go back to home, conditional formatting, highlight cells rule, and then go to text that contains. So if you want specific text, like I put an X, if it is an X, I want a certain thing, then you can. They have some automatic ones, but I think they're ugly. So I just like to do a nice colored background, or you can always go to a font, make a different font, or just bold if you want. So anytime that there is an X in it, I'm gonna do that. For the notes section or anywhere else, let's say you want it to be anytime that you type anything in the notes section, which would be kind of weird, but let's just pretend. You would highlight that section, highlight rules, text that contains, and then hit no blanks. Anytime that anything is not blank, let's make it, I don't know, light yellow. So that no matter what you type, if you have notes of that person, it goes there. The other thing that you can do is, like let's say, or you can add multiple things on. So let's say I have that, but I want more rules for this one. So maybe I want to know if someone like used to be my customer and then they canceled. So specific text, cancel. So that if this person, let's say they said Bob, but they canceled, whether you wrote cancel or canceled, it will turn it red because it finds the cancel. So this is just an easy way to create rules for yourself so that everything gets a little bit prettier, kind of what I'm doing. This is what mine currently looks like. Yep, so if I give them the info, it's that, signed up, that, coaches, I made the rule that it makes it a lighter thing and it's whatever, but Trish, she was a coach who canceled. So the reason I'm doing that is it's easy for me to go back and be like, huh, maybe I should like follow up with her. And this one in particular, she canceled for a time and she actually wants to get back into it. So that's why I'm not gonna just like delete them completely. I'm gonna make myself a note. So I just created this yesterday, which is why nothing's really filled out yet, except for a few small things, but that is my goal, is to kind of get that all set up. And now anytime that I am sending people messages, invites, I'm tracking it just so that people don't get lost in the cracks. So I hope that helps. And yeah, let me know if you have questions.